Despite the suspect's criminal history, there are still questions about how officers conducted themselves. Tonight, the chief responds, and a retired veteran cop points out what he sees as serious problems.
I don't know, man. I just saw this cop kick this guy in the head, so.
He's down and they tased him?
The police officers involved in this dramatic and controversial takedown, now the focus of an internal investigation, are still on the job.
Excuse me? Excuse me? No, I'm a witness.
We have also learned that the female officer who was punched during the original call has returned to hospital because of complications with face and shoulder injuries. Today, we took this video to a retired police superintendent with more than 30 years on the job. He says just before the first taser goes off, the officers may have been trying to restrain the man's ankles after the cruiser windows were kicked out.
He could be resisting what they were trying to do to him.
And that's enough to be tasered if you just don't put your feet up so they can...
No, I would say no.
The officer, what is he doing? He's pumping him with his foot. What is that action?
So it looks to me like the officer is delivering some strikes, some distractionary strikes to get compliance. So he's clearly not stomping on his head. He's either kicking him in the arm or he's stomping on his arm to get him to comply with their wishes. The one, to stop resisting, and it looks again like they're still trying to facilitate getting some sort of a restraint onto his ankle.
Stop resisting!
It just doesn't seem that this man is resisting.
From the videotape that I see here, no, it doesn't seem that the man is resisting.
A second taser strike goes off, and this is around the time police claim the officer crouching down beside the suspect is being bitten. We can't tell by the camera angle, but McCormick points out the lack of reaction.
I can't say if it is or it isn't, but I don't see some of the things that you might see when someone is being bitten, is that them trying to pull away, certainly verbalizing something.
He's down and they tased him?
For the first time since this video surfaced, we are now hearing from Toronto's police chief.
Do you have any concerns about the use of these tasers?
I want the investigation to go through, and then I'll have a better understanding of why it was deployed. This investigation is going to be a thorough investigation. I want to know, the officers have to be accountable for their actions.
Get that guy out of my face, please.
The chief is also condemning how officers were treating the witness who recorded the video.
Stop recording or I'm going to seize your phone as evidence.
Human rights advocate Selwyn Peters fears that this video will be harmful to the public mistrust the police force has been trying to change.
Well, it not only hampers relations in marginalized communities, it hampers relations across the board, because most decent citizens that saw that video yesterday, particularly how they interacted with the man who was videotaping that incident, are outraged. I'm outraged.
Now, we have learned that the officer in that video who claims he was being bitten was also part of a police brutality allegation from 6 years ago. CityNews has confirmed that he actually admitted in court to turning off a dash cam video that was recording an incident involving a fellow officer. That officer later went on to be found not guilty in what some are viewing as a violent arrest.